Hey, well, I'm back doing live streams again. How is everyone? So last I left you, a few months ago, I was getting ready to move, and I was surrounded by chaos and boxes, and so the move went through. The move happened, and I'm still surrounded by chaos. As you can see, I'm in sort of a new location. I don't have the nice, deep, long background set that I had from the old place. Now I'm in basically a basement apartment. Wasn't the first choice, but time was running out and I needed to find something. Very shortly, Enrique will be joining me. I still like to do a little 5 to 10 minute pre-show, sort of to get warmed up again, and I need to get comfortable in front of the camera again. As you can see back behind me, nothing's kind of assembled yet. I am going to have a little backdrop here of some kind. I like to have something in the background that looks a little artsy and a little bit like a set. But I'm still kind of deciding on what to do back here. Again, it's just a wall, like right there. I'm like, can touch it. I miss having the big. I had it set up in a living room. Before that, I had a little office space I was allowed to use in my old apartment building. That I moved up into the living room, and then things happened and I had to move. My building kind of got taken over and they wanted everybody out, and one by one they're kind of pushing people out, and I decided I wasn't going to put up with that crap. I need to make changes anyways. The place needed reworking. It was kind of a mess, and I just decided I couldn't put up with it anymore. So I decided it was time to move on. And the original place I had planned to move into didn't go through, and so I needed something quickly, and I found this basement apartment. It's probably the best deal I'm going to get in Burlington, in this part of Ontario, or the GTA, if you will. So anyways, I am here. I am here in this space. It's only going to be for a year or two. It's been a bit stressful. I had literally moved in, and within the first week, my ceiling in the kitchen started leaking. That's why I haven't started yet. I moved the 1st of May, and it's already now into June. So I had a convention coming up, Anime North, and I always do caricatures at Anime North. I missed the last couple of years, and I said, damn it, I'm doing it this year. And of course, all hell has to break loose. I can't just kind of move and be done with it. No, it has to be this horrible process. And then as soon as I'm here, my ceiling in the kitchen starts to leak. So luckily, nothing of mine was damaged, but the ceiling did have to be repaired. It's done. To be fair, as I said, this is only going to last a year or two at the most, because the woman that owns this building, or this house, I should say, she plans to sell it eventually. But this feels temporary. It's a nice space. As far as basement apartments and bachelor size apartments go, this is actually pretty good. But I have a lot of stuff. I'm kind of crammed in, and I'm still renting storage. So that's an expense. But I'm also not really home yet. I haven't felt at home in a long time. The closest I ever felt at home was when I moved into an apartment in London, Ontario. And then I left there, which I was a little regretful of at the time, but I guess was maybe the best decision. And I wound up in Burlington, which Burlington is a beautiful city. I would like to remain in Burlington. I like it here, but and the apartment I had was all right. It was nice, actually, and I had a nice arrangement until the woman that owned the building sold it, and that's when things went downhill really fast. So I've left, and I found myself here for now, until I can get settled somewhere else, which won't be for a while. So I'll make the best of this, I guess. I kind of have to. As I've said for ages, I always plan to start new videos and get a new fresh start on YouTube, and I'm still hoping to do that. I have privacy now because I don't have a roommate, right? There's nobody else here. It's just me. So I really would like to get things going again. But we'll see what happens, right? Life tends to drop anvils on my head randomly when I try to start doing things. Same thing with Art Block. I was kind of excited to start this up again. I'll have to talk to Enrique because I don't know how consistent it would be. We had Wednesdays, which was nice. It was every Wednesdays. Now it's kind of like when he can do it. So right now this is Tuesday night tonight. I'm sorry, I've got something in my eye and it's just starting to irritate me. This is not good timing. So I don't know. I'll find out if he wants to keep doing Tuesdays or if it's just going to be hit and miss. I like consistency. So we'll have to see if this can be consistent or not. But he should be here probably in the next 6 or 7 minutes. And so now I'm just filling time. I did do a convention recently. I went to Anime North. Anime North is probably, I think, 30 years old now, maybe a little more. I'm not exactly sure. It's hard to kind of say because they missed 2 years because of COVID. So it's probably been over 30 years since they started, but this is like the 30th or 29th Anime North. I remember when it started. If you're familiar with Toronto, it started in the Michener Institute. And I remember going to one of the first ones. I forget it was the first one or the second one, but it was in a gymnasium in the Michener Institute, which is sort of a post-university, if you will. It's when you've actually finished university, but there's a little extra you sort of need to do at the end of that. And there was a gymnasium, and they have there was also a what do you call it? A lecture hall with lots of seats. It looks like a big cinema almost. And I remember that's where they had the costume show, and then the convention was just in the gymnasium. And each year it kind of grew. They had to keep changing hotels year after year after year. So for Canada, as a fan-run convention, is one of the biggest ones in Canada. They get about 30 to 40,000, which, as far as conventions, might not seem like a lot, but as a fan-run convention that's not corporate pushed, it's a big convention. A lot of people like it. We get a lot of people from all over, from U.S. and even from Europe and across the seas. They have guests from Japan. It's pretty fantastic. It's and because I know the people who operate it, they asked me they asked me ages ago if I wanted to come and do caricatures. They says, listen, you can have a table, we'll give you a table, if we can just do the kids for free. You can even charge for adults. And I started doing that back in 2014. And I've been trying to go every year. I've had to miss the odd year here and there just because of life. But I went back this year, and I'm glad I did, even though there was chaos here at home. I'm glad I went. And funny story, they put me in a room with some of the volunteers, and something clicked. I couldn't get it. The two volunteers that we had already gone to. I was heading back to the hotel room at like 1 a.m. and had to go get my name put in the system. They gave me a card because I hadn't been added in properly. Went to the room and the card wouldn't work. And I tried knocking and pounding on the door, and they had crashed right out. So I ended up having to sleep on a couch in the lobby for the Friday night. So I went up the following morning and knocked on the door, and the one person was awake, and she, it was a couple that had it, and she felt really bad. She was like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry." He said, we crashed right out earlier. We didn't hear anything. So, but I ended up crashing for about half a Saturday. I missed the first part of Saturday because I needed to get some sleep. And then had a great show on Saturday. I had a good Friday night, good Saturday. All 3 days went really, really well until my markers ran out of ink. And Saturday night, I got a good night's sleep, thankfully. Yeah, so overall, the Anime North is a good show. So if you ever, now that's in May. It's always around the middle end of May. Look, if you're interested, if you like anime and you're interested, look for animenorth.com and get some details. The next one coming up is Fan Expo. Fan Expo is ginormous. It's like second or third only to the San Diego Comic-Con, which is like one of the biggest conventions ever. Fan Expo gets over 100,000 people, but I don't go to Fan Expo because they want way too much money for a table. They gouge people, ridiculously gouge people. So I'm not a fan. They also took away the costume show, the Masquerade costume show years ago, and because I know people that operate it, that have ran that for years. They kind of got screwed over on that. They were not treated very nice with that, and because I'm very good friends with those people, we kind of boycotted it. So we don't really go back to Fan Expo, and I'm not really missing much, anyways. It's overcrowded and too many people, and it's by the end of it, it's just not a lot of fun for me. So I don't go to that one, but I do like going to Anime North. The people there are really great. So yeah, I wish I should have thought of this ahead of time and gotten something set up where I could click to photos and I could jump in with a few pictures and the weekend. And but anyways, I'll see if I can set up things like that for the following week. And right now, I thought I heard a click. I'll check here and see what's going on if I'm following up here on the phone, because I've opened up the phone. I always open up the phone while I have this going, because if people want to chime in the chat, I'm going through Talk Studio again because I like using Talk Studio. It's cheaper than Streamlabs. I still don't know why more people aren't on Talk Studio for doing lives. It's cheaper than Streamlabs. But everybody's, I don't know, must be marketing, right? Streamlabs seems to, or StreamYard. Streamlabs owns Talk Studio. StreamYard is the one everybody seems to jump on for streaming. But I find that Talk Studio is actually a lot cheaper. That's why I'm on this. And you have all the same bells and whistles. I find it just as effective, and it looks, I like the interface actually a little bit better as well. So here I am I'm trying to give a little plug here for for Talk Studio. But yeah, where was I going with that? I forgot what I was actually talking about. Oh yeah, the chat. It's the only thing is, I think this is the same thing for no matter what system you're using. When anybody chimes in the chat, when I go through you're looking on the computer screen, and I comes through on Talk Studio, there's always a delay, like a good 30-second delay or more. But if I open it up on the phone, I can see it almost right away when somebody enters it, and so I'll see it on the phone before I see it on Talk Studio. So I always keep the phone open down below in case somebody chimes in, and I can actually kind of start answering a question before it shows up, before I see it on here. So anyways, it is now officially 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It should be 7 o'clock for Enrique. I know he said he was going to the gym, and he said he would try and... I give him the link, and he said he should be here very shortly. I don't know. I wish there was more. No, I've got a couple of viewers anyways. I've got at least 2 viewers. If there's any questions anybody would like to ask. I think what I'd like to do is talk about... Oh, here he is now. Hold on one second. I can bring him in. Let's probably talk a little bit about AI, but let me just bring him in. There he is. Hello. Oh, you're in your car. How you doing?
I just got out of the gym, and I have somewhere else to go as well at like 8:30 or 8ish, and I was like, well, you know what? I'll just do it from the car. Like, it's easier than driving home.
All right.
It's not that convenient, but like,
all right.
It's pretty peaceful out. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad. I'm holding up okay.
You moved, right?
I did. Yeah. That's why I got this blank wall behind me. I was just talking about that actually. So,
I don't want you to like rehash everything, but can you give me an idea of like, you know, how the move was? Or
the move went okay. I moved on May 1st. It was a full day ordeal because I didn't realize actually how much stuff I had until the movers came and started moving it. I had 2 movers that I hired because I can't do much because of my back and my knees. But it took the full day to do that, and wow, that took like 5 hours almost. It was awful. And half my stuff is in storage because half of it had to come here and half of it is in storage. So
you didn't. Who helped you move?
I just hired a moving company, and to be honest, I don't even remember the name off the top of my head. But it was just a couple of people showed up and just helped, just started moving stuff, and but it was yeah. So when I came here, I wasn't here even. I was here like a week, and then my kitchen ceiling started leaking.
Oh my god.
And then so she had to get... Now nothing of mine is damaged, but it did damage the ceiling, so she had to send people to come in and fix it. They had to have fans blowing for like 3 days straight in order to dry everything out. And
how's rent?
What's that?
How's rent? Is rent pretty good? I'm sorry. Can you hear me okay?
I think there's slight overlay. So if you're talking the same time I do, I can't quite hear what you're saying.
Oh, okay. I was just checking. Like how's rent there? Is it better than your other spot?
No, it's not. It's probably one of the cheapest. Rent is skyrocketed. I was in that last place for 8 years. So when the lady previously owned the building, she never really raised it. She only raised it like a little bit once. And so we were paying, it was like $13.28, and I was splitting that. And now I'm paying like $14 for like the size of a bachelor apartment in the basement. So
what are you going to do? Are you going to like,
I'm just working. I do have some money as part of the agreement of leaving. So I've got that. So I'm just going to I'm working on a few things. I'm going to start picking up more hours. I'm going to start working on this. I need to really actually start working on doing more on more with my art, with teaching art, or not teaching, but doing live streams, doing demos, etc.
Yeah, I want to start reviving some of my YouTube channels as well. I think what happens is I'll and I've talked about this before on here. Like I'll start 5 YouTube channels, and then I'll like burn out on like 3 of them horrifically.
Oh yeah.
So
because you have a lot of channels.
I do, and sometimes I'll see one. So there's one I have. I think it's called Sketch Monster Daily, and I was reserving that just for like little tips and shit, and that was picking up really fast. I was like, wow, I'm getting like 1,000 views every video now, and then like out of nowhere it just started crashing into like 80 views a video, and I'm like, and then it stayed there, and I'm like, I don't have, what I mean, if I'm not seeing the result, after a few weeks, like after seeing a big, what I mean, it went up and then down, and I was like, should I keep doing this? And I just kind of quit for a while, and I'm going to try to revive that one. So I am kind of just writing a schedule for myself, and I'm trying to see what's worth it. So maybe I could post one video per week, because those are just me. It's just me rambling about something and sketching, you
Mhm.
know?
What I'd kind of like to do is I don't like having like multiple channels. I have two, and I
Right.
don't really want to go beyond two. But I'm hoping is to start having, depending on what I'm doing, have it a different day of the week. So I'm doing art block with you. I'd like to kind of make that on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, whatever works for
Yeah.
you. If you can keep a consistent night during the week, then
Yeah, definitely. I'm about to start another job. Like I've been trying to start another job for a while,
oh
and they
yeah,
keep like they keep delaying it over and over and over again. But I'm supposed to have another. I don't know how to say it, like a test to see if I can do the job because I failed the first two. Um, if that, as soon as I do that last test, my schedule is going to be very different. I mean, not that different because I can kind of pick my own hours,
Mhm.
but we'll see. I mean, I'll update you the second, that comes up, but I got to
Yeah.
pass that thing first. So,
All
and,
right.
and then I went on a trip, right? I went to Japan. I don't know if I
Yeah,
talked
I
about that on here.
was going to
And
ask you
then,
about that.
yeah, I'll talk about that. Yeah. And then like, one second. The, somebody's like talking on their phone on the way by here. This is being in
All right.
public kind of thing. Hold on. Let me, because when I went on that trip, it really delayed stuff because I forgot how to do the job. you know,
Oh.
I forgot how to do it, so I have to do another test, and I'm like, oh
Okay.
shit. So it's been delayed longer than it needs to. But I'll let you know for sure. Yeah, consistency is the main thing. I keep seeing that. I've always been good at consistency. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
if you're doing like for me, I've always been like stretching myself thin sometimes, and I'm just like, if I'm doing this and I'm putting all this time into it, and it's been like a month and a half in a row of putting videos like every day on a different YouTube channel, and it's still not going anywhere. I'm like, okay, a month and a half for like this third YouTube channel. I'm just gonna, you know what I mean? I'm gonna burn out and just ditch it.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I was that's why kind of what I was saying earlier is keeping to one channel, but having each day doing something different as opposed to having different channels. But like, I'll do this for the live stream. I might do a Monday afternoon live stream. I might do then record a video on Wednesdays that I can post on Fridays, and then so I'll have like one or two videos a week. So it has something, but the whole thing is an art channel, so it'll all be art related. But it'll oh, sorry, am I coming through? Okay.
No, you're good. I'm just trying to like see if I
Oh
can
yeah,
make
oh, no,
sense.
you're
So,
fine. So yeah,
okay.
so I've kind of just want to get something going on this. It's taken me a month to at least get relatively settled in enough that I can start doing this again. And now that I was just talking about doing Anime North. I did that convention
Oh yeah, I
for
saw
do
that.
the
That's cool.
caricatures, and then there was issue here with the ceiling, and so I'm kind of at a place like my place is still a mess, but I'm my other table, my other where I do like physical art is all cluttered with crap on it, so I need to take a day or so and clean that up. But once I get all this organized, I can actually start doing something properly again. So I'm just
Do you miss your roommate?
um not particularly. I like having it was there for like 5 years, and I like now having my own space. I like it, the peace and quiet. Even the woman that owns this house, she's gone to her cottage now for most of the summer.
Oh
So
wow.
it's I've got like the place is quiet, and I have I'm kind of to myself, so I can, which is great because now I feel like I can make videos, I can talk out loud. I don't have to
Yeah.
feel awkward like people are listening to me. I don't have to
Yeah.
worry about music playing in the background and ask people to turn things down. I can just do
You're in
this.
a house?
It is a house, yes.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a basement apartment. She had completely re-renovated this. It's really nice. It's bright. It's white. I've got those little pot lights that are in
Mm-hmm.
the ceiling, so it's like I don't need additional lighting. This is like super bright in here. So I'm really happy that way as far as is like it is fairly spacious, but it's not like I was in a 2 bedroom apartment. Now I'm in like a bachelor size apartment. So
That's
it's
exciting.
it is what it is, right? So,
How's
but
the area? Do you like the area or?
Yeah, I'm not far from where I was. Like I've only moved like literally down the street and around the corner almost. I'm right
Oh,
in
okay.
the same area. So I'm everything's still nearby. I'm close. I'm the same distance to work is the same walking distance basically.
Mhm.
Um, it's just down a couple of different set of streets, but it's just as close. All the grocery stores and everything are still just right by. I can still walk to everything. So yeah,
Wow, that's perfect. I mean,
yeah.
except for the price, right? You said the price is higher.
That's
So,
the way, and yet it's probably one of the cheapest things I'll get in the GTA.
mhm.
It's the everything. The place that I wanted was 1750 that I was trying to get, and I would have had to have paid hydro or electric on top of it, and
Mhm.
so. But now that's included in this place, so.
Wow.
But yeah, I would have had to pay a lot more for that if I didn't get that place. Unfortunately, it would have been a nice big full 1 bedroom apartment though. I would have had. So,
Wow.
but I couldn't get it, so they wanted to give it to rich people.
That's
So
funny.
I'm not.
I think the first thing you should do is because I've been finding this to be the easiest thing ever is going live on TikTok for 10 minutes like a day. That has been like the easiest thing.
Yeah,
Even if it's like midnight, you know what I mean? Other people from the other side of the world will be on there. And I was like, this is going live on TikTok every day is like really
yeah.
easy. I'm thinking about going live like
No,
twice a day because
no.
I only do 10 minutes or 12, 20,
Right.
like 15
I've
usually.
caught a couple of years. I've popped in a couple of times and seen the odd one here and there, but I don't know if you can see the screen. I don't think I'm there,
I
but
mean, I do a lot of them at midnight, so I mean, you're
yeah,
probably totally asleep by that point. It's probably like 3 a.m. your time, but
yeah. I'm usually in bed shortly after
yeah,
2.
and
So
and then sometimes I'll do because I was debating on doing 2 a day, which I might. I'm not gonna like commit to 2 a day, but like
mm,
1 a day is so easy right now that I'm debating on either maybe going longer or I don't know yet. I don't know yet, but I mean, I just want to get into a rhythm, and I'm finding that to be the easiest thing because you can just point and shoot if you have your paper set up or whatever and just
right,
I just
yeah.
be talking about random junk. So
Now, what I would like to know though is how do you find like you're in the U.S., so you can
yeah,
get the creator fund. I know it doesn't exactly
I
pay
don't
a
have it
whole lot,
now. I don't
but
have it now.
okay. Now, do you find that drawing traffic? Like, what is the bonus? The like what does that
Nothing.
help as far as like does that help draw traffic to your YouTube or is it just
I
because
think
it's
I think I can't. The thing is, I'll be honest, it's intangible. I'm using it as a way to get myself better at doing these live talks.
all right,
I'm just using it. This is like for my own self of what do you call it? My own self improvement.
all
Just kind of
right,
going on and like talking about stuff and that kind of wording stuff that I'm thinking or learning how to teach online.
hmm,
Through that kind of way. So that's kind of what I'm mainly doing it for. Obviously, the bonus would be yeah, possible traffic source that somebody will click the link in my bio or follow my TikTok and then click the link in my
right,
bio. And then maybe eventually, but I'm not counting on it. Eventually, the creator fund, but you have to have over 10,000 followers to even open that up.
I've heard that,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, and I don't want to
Hmm,
cheat it. I know you can cheat it, but and I don't mean you can. I just mean like because I told you you could get 1,000 followers very quickly by buying them on Etsy.
right,
All right. Did I talk
yeah,
about that?
yeah,
Yeah. But I'm saying for this one, if I want like I just don't feel like I'm not gonna buy 5,000 more. I'm just gonna keep going
yeah,
live and then when I hit it, I hit it. So that's
right,
just like a far
yeah,
off thing. I do know one person, not know, I would say an acquaintance of mine. I have no clue about Rodgon, what he does. I don't know how much he makes on these lives because he does go live a lot. So I'm assuming he's getting
hmm,
something out of that creator fund. Um, but I do know a girl here who I dated for a tiny bit, but we don't talk anymore. She goes live for like hours,
no, it's all
hours.
right,
Yeah, she'll go live from
yeah,
like 8 p.m. to like 2 a.m. every day. Like I see her every day on there. I'm like, oh my gosh, she has to be making money. I don't know if it's the tips, on there. She just talks and talks to other users and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I know she's making money because she's certainly setting a lot of time aside. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure she's making some. And she also has like 100,000 followers as well, or
right.
something like that. So, um,
The one artist I've mentioned, I can't think of his name. I've mentioned him to you before. He's a young fellow who does stories, and he uses Copic markers,
Yeah.
I think, and he does these little stories and does these quick little doodles of these characters and tells these funny little
Mhm.
stories about each of these little characters. He'll do like a funny octopus, and he'll take suggestions from people. Apparently, those drawings, he'll fill like a page of these little characters. Now he's selling them.
Oh wow, nice.
So he's now selling them online, and he's putting them up on eBay or something like that. So, and he's making money from that. So,
Nice.
um,
Nice. I'm
but
wondering eBay. I mean, I guess we linked it to the eBay.
I think eBay. I forget if it was or if he's yeah. He
Interesting.
mentioned it once.
I wonder how much he sells. I always wonder how much those people actually sell.
Yeah.
You know, because just because they put them on there doesn't mean they're gonna, you know. I mean, I'm sure he does, right? He has a big following, but
Yeah. No.
gonna,
People like what he does. He's selling them.
Yeah. I mean, even that I showed you. I'm sure you've seen it too. That guy who has a drawing channel, but he is funny. He's purposely horrendously bad. I might have linked you once.
I think you have. I can't think of who it is, but
yeah, he draws literally like a 3-year-old, and I think that's a joke. You kind of look at it, you're like, what? Like, what the heck? And you kind of laugh at it, which is makes sense, you know, because like emotion tends to make people.
There's a way you can do that. You can really simplify your drawings and have all the information there, but have it simply like you look at like artists like Jay Ward when he did Rocky and Bullwinkle show. Like all those characters are so simplified. They're like
well, that's simple but good,
and yet they're still very structured. Everything's there that should be.
Mm-hmm. I mean, those are simple but good. I'm sorry. Yeah. This guy draws horrendously bad. Like it's. I don't think it's on purpose. I honestly think he doesn't know how to draw because he's wiggling his hand in a way where a newbie. It's almost like a way where I couldn't even do that if I tried. Like a lot of artists I know couldn't even. Have you tried that before? Like purposefully make a crappy line. Like I mean, like a newbie. Yeah. Jitter. Like it's almost impossible to do after you've drawn for a while, you know.
Yeah,
but like he has that jittery, naturally awful look that a 3-year-old would have, and then he's selling prints, and you're like, I don't know if he's selling them. I have no clue, but
like what they like, right?
Well, I don't think that. I think what it is. It reminds me of the marketing stuff I've heard about. I think it's definitely a joke. And by the way, he knows he sucks. That's another thing. It's not like you know, it's not like he's unaware. He's definitely aware. But it makes you laugh, and the idea with marketing is that anytime somebody has an emotion, it makes them engage. They're more likely to engage.
Yeah,
they'll write in like, oh, that's a printer you're using, you know, or you know, like as a joke because it's so terrible. You know, like this guy that's drawing. I'll link it to you. I'll link them to you because the videos are well made. That's a weird thing about it. They're actually well made videos. It's like
years ago. It's funny you talked about that, how emotion get engagement. About here, just turn your audio up. Yours is way down. About good 15 years ago or more. I remember because I was living back in Mississauga. This is ages ago, before my dad had passed, and there was a YouTube channel called "You Suck at Photoshop."
I remember that. I saw that.
And the guy who would talk about his horrible relationship with his wife and his breakup, and yet he would do these little photos on how to use Photoshop, talking about there would be like a nuclear bomb going off or something destructive that reflects his life, and yet he's breaking up by the end of it because he's falling apart. They were
I saw those. Those were worse. I think I saw them from crack.com or something. They're
well, they were on YouTube when I saw them, but
yeah. I mean, they're all they were around. Yeah, that guy was great. I wonder if he went on to do like a lot of other stuff or something that I'm unaware of.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'd love to find out. I should look for those again, but
there's a great book. There's a great book.
Mind you, all that information is 20 years old. It's no longer like Photoshop has changed so much that most of that is no longer
right. Yeah. I was thinking like there was another book called
he got really popular too from that.
Yeah. I remember those videos really well. I remember another one. It wasn't a video. It was a book called I'm Better Than Your Kids. Do you know what I'm talking about? Or
no, I haven't heard of that one.
It's basically a book of children's drawings, but he's critiquing them like a serious I don't know, like an artist. But he's like shitting all over these drawings, and I'm like, man, this is mean. But that's a book. I think I don't know if they changed the title of it and they reprinted it, but I remember it was called I'm Better Than Your Kids, I think. But that was funny. That was a good book.
I'll have to look for that.
Yeah. I think the author was Maddox. I think he used to write these journals and stuff, these blogs about Garfield or something. I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
There, let me talk really quick about my trip, just real quick,
Yeah.
just to throw that in there at the beginning. Me and Vincent were in Japan for 2.5 weeks, and like we, and then we had friends come in, and for part of the time, and so yeah, that felt like that was the first trip I've ever got like, I wouldn't say depression, but after,
Really?
but like I got kind of sad I was home, kind of like I've
Yeah,
never
I
got that
know that
after.
feeling. I was like
Okay.
that when I left England. It was like, yeah, you just like,
Yeah. I've
um,
never been like that in general though. I
yeah,
mean, in general, I've pretty
yeah.
much always been how do you say? Like for example, like I would say it was the same in the fact that, when there's like one day left of like any trip, including this trip, by the way,
Mhm.
I was kind of like ready to go. I'm like, you know what, my feet hurt. I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to sleep in my own bed. But I think when I came
Right.
back, I had an eerie kind of like, feel kind of like sad-ish. Why? And I never had that. That's new for me. I've always been and I'm happy, by the way. I mean, it's kind of rainy now, but San Diego's real sunny all the time, and
Yeah.
there's a bunch of stuff to do. I have a pretty good life. But I don't know. Like it's, it's I don't know. The first time I ever had that happen to me. And then Vince had the same thing, which is funny because he never gets that either.
Mm.
I think it's because I think I know why. I think it's because we prepped so hard for this. I prepped harder for this trip than any other trip because of
Yeah.
the other people showing up there for about a week. Our other friends from San Diego and one friend from Miami, they were there with us for about a week of our 2 week time. And like, there is so many logistics. By the way, I was in charge of every logistic. I had to take charge. That was actually kind of a condition of the trip. Um, some of the people were like, okay, but you got to do everything. And I was like, fine, I'll do
Oh,
all the logistics, as
yeah.
far as like when we're going to do it, buying tickets to events that sell out a month before,
Mm.
because there's so many of those. Um, and there's an over tourism problem there. I don't know if you've heard of this at all.
No, in
Mm,
Japan,
yeah.
I
So
couldn't be surprised. Really, that's
yeah,
yeah.
so they were trying to get more tourism, I think before COVID, and then after COVID, I know last year they had more tourism than any year ever, I think, on record, and then this year's tracking to have even more tourism. And I mean, there's a bunch of Europeans there. There's a bunch of Americans and Canadians. Because
Yeah.
when you walk, like I went 14 years ago by myself, and obviously this is just an anecdote, but when I was there 14 years ago, I was in the big cities, and I felt very special because I was one of the, you don't see non-Asians around walking around 14 years ago when I was there. Um, this time, at least 15% of everybody I saw, again, I'm in big cities, 15% were clearly not Asian. They're either clearly from Europe, they're clearly
Oh,
from the
wow.
U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Europeans. I mean, a lot of Australians because they're everywhere. Australians are like the
Okay.
plague. No,
It's
I
close,
like
though.
Australians,
Yeah.
but but they're everywhere. Australians. And they're loud. Man, they're loud. I thought Americans were loud.
Australians.
Australians are so loud.
I've heard that.
Yeah, because I worked in a hostel over here, and I remember seeing every time there's an Australian, they're always like a huge, loud partier every time, which is funny. I know I'm stereotyping, but um, but anyways, yeah. And then also, the language barrier was gigantic because when you walk around, you know, if they're Asian, if they're from there, it's like 85% chance they will speak not a word of English. And I don't even think
Mm.
they're faking not talking. I mean, I'm trying to sound things out, and it's like we're trying hard to
Yeah.
make this sale happen, and we cannot do, we're trying to do some of the convenience store, and I'm like, what, we got to look through the phone because they cannot get it. And so we did like Duolingo 3 months before to try to, maybe get a couple of words in when
Yeah.
we're, yeah, which to be honest helped almost zero.
Yeah.
Because they speak so quickly, it's like impossible.
I've been told that learning Japanese is not just learning the words and the phrases and the dialect, but there's actually a way that they speak it. And until you've actually really learned it and how should I put it? What's the word I'm looking for? When
Dialect, maybe, or a dialect?
immerse yourself into it, into like the culture, and get a feel for how they're speaking to each other, not just what they're saying or the words or the sentence structures, but it's a certain flow to the dialect that you actually have to adapt to make it as understandable.
Right.
You trying to use words or even just a group of words to make a sentence, it's not going to make a lot of sense to them. So.
Right. Yeah. So there were 6 phrases we used the whole trip, which is something, which is like hello, or what is it like, I'll take the check, please.
Okay.
Do you speak English? I said that probably 1,000 times. Do you speak English? Just so it'll shortcut it. I guess I could just ask, do you speak English, and they'll get it. But I mean, and then what else was it? Thank you. Excuse me.
Bathroom should be a main one. Bathroom.
Toilet, right? Toilet wa donko desu ka, right? Like, where is the bathroom? And what else? I mean, my thing was, do you speak English? Which is eigo hanasemasu ka? And you just ask that all the time. I just ask all the time, and if they speak English, I'm like, we're on. We can just cut the shit. I can just cut straight to the. But anyway, I think those factors make you immerse yourself into the culture like forcibly sometimes, because because you're there, but you're kind of like learning words and you're enjoying it. I forget how polite everybody is. That's one thing that, and I don't think they say Americans are rude. I think they're rude-ish. I'd say they're a lot ruder in New York than they are in San Diego. I think Americans, but when you're there, everybody's so. If this is going to sound really lame and really weeby, but it feels like the way things should be. Like, there's no litter almost anywhere, except the first time I saw litter was in Tokyo, and that's like the biggest city in the world.
I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah, like Tokyo, in the middle of Tokyo, in the bar area, then there's trash, and I saw 3 homeless people the whole trip. I don't know if they're like,
oh geez, wow, yeah.
I don't know if they're moving them somewhere. I don't know where they are, but like I have not seen. I only saw 3 homeless, and then I was in the middle of Tokyo, and then I couldn't find any graffiti other than in Tokyo as well. I mean, I saw a little bit in Osaka, and then you're in a train station, and it's like really quiet, even though it's full. You're like, wow, it's really full here, but everything's kind of mellow.
I've heard that before, yeah.
Yeah, everything's like polite. They haven't like for example, that service where they move your luggage. I forget what it was. There was an article about it I just saw where I think it was the airport. Was it? They haven't lost a single bag of luggage in like 20 years or some insane thing like that. Like, they're so organized. The toilets are great. Even the worst bathrooms are nicer than any bathroom I've seen here or in Europe. Like, I feel like everything is like bidet, super futuristic, and
wow, yeah. But I believe it. Yeah.
But anyways, the important stuff though. The important stuff is they're steeped in nerd culture in a way that I haven't seen in because when I was there 14 years ago, there was Akihabara. I don't know if you heard of that at all.
That one doesn't sound familiar.
So Akihabara is a section of Tokyo, and it feels like you're in some sort of Comic-Con, but it's like year round. It's like just stores full of action figures and comics.
Oh, wow.
And like the whole little city area is like that. So you'll go to if you look it up or I type it in there, it's called Akihabara. It's supposed to be like one of the nerd centers of the world. That's where I saw also the Godzilla store. I don't know if you saw. I don't know if did I post about that? Yeah. So there's like 3 or 4 new Godzilla stores over there, and I went to one of them in there. And they got that giant statue. I think it's a picture. It's that pretty biggish statue. And I was a little disappointed because do you know what X Plus is? I think it's called X Plus, right?
Oh yes, I'm very familiar with X Plus figures.
They only had them there, but they didn't have them for sale. They only had them for display. And I'm like, I want to buy these in person here. Like, I'm like, where do I go to buy these? So they only had them for display because I got a lot of deals on Japanese books that were going to be like $80 here, but I got them for 20 over there. So I was like,
okay,
I was trying to see all the price stuff, but yeah, that place was awesome because you'll go to like a corner and it'll be like, oh, this is a nice comic store, and then it'll be like, oh, there's 7 stories. It's like, what do you mean there's 7 stories to this store? Like, really? What the hell? Like, okay, and you go up and you're like, okay, the next floor is all manga, and then the next floor is all figurines, and the next floor is all like, I don't know, some other weird crap that some other pop stuff, and then it'll be like computer stuff, and then it'll be like, and then you go down like literally to the other corner, like I mean literally like 2 minutes down the street, it's another one, just like that with like different stuff, and you're like, what the hell? Like the whole neighborhood's like that. So yeah, that was surreal. And then Osaka has their own version of that called Den Town. That's another Akihabara also. It's a little bit smaller, but yeah. So you just start going to different spots. Oh, also, this is the first trip I ever had to buy another luggage. Oh, are you? Am I delaying?
You just broke up there for a moment.
Oh, hello, testing.
Oh no, I think you're okay now. I just lost you for a moment.
Yeah, this is the first trip where I bought a whole other suitcase because I've never had to do that before because of all the crap that was on sale there. I was like, oh my god, there's so much, there's so much stuff there. So I overspent like $1,000 buying like, because I went to the Nintendo store there. They have a Nintendo store there. They have one with a bunch of these things I wasn't finding online. So I was like, all right. So yeah, I overspent, got more luggage. Yep, it was. Did you see the go-karts thing we did?
Yeah.
Or the giant Gundam. That was another. There's a gigantic Gundam store. Oh my god, that Gundam store is humongous. Unfortunately, they're sold out of everything. When I went there, it was like sold out, like almost everything I wanted to get. But yeah. So the go-karts was great. We had to get our international license back home here first in order to even drive the go-kart because it's a vehicle.
All right.
Yeah, and you're going like I don't know. You guys use kilometers, right?
Well, it's still under 10 miles, so it's.
Well, I mean, we're going like 50 miles an hour, which was a lot faster than I thought we were gonna go. Are you there?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. But so it was great. So we did it, because like the whole trip, like I said, like even the go-karts that sold out like a month before the trip. I had to get that early, and museums and. Oh my god, it had to be the biggest trip I had ever organized because of all those factors. And then yeah, so it went really good. I miss it. I'll probably do it again in a few years, but I'm exhausted and I don't want to go anywhere for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I don't want to go anywhere else. But yeah, great stuff. Like that nerd culture, that's got to be in there somewhere. That whole country is steeped in nerd culture. So.
Oh sure, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Anyway. Japan has always been a place that's been on my bucket list, but it's a little bit lower. Like I'm hoping to go back to England again, but eventually I'd like to go see Japan though. I would need.
But you want to live in England though, right?
I'd like to eventually. Yeah, that's kind of the goal is eventually move there, but it's going to be a very expensive process. So, but
I want to go to Australia next. That's kind of my goal. I want to go to Australia, maybe South Korea.
I do have some relatives in Australia too, so.
Oh, nice! Really? Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Am I breaking up again, by the way, or am I okay?
So far, you're okay. Yep.
Okay. Yep. Sometimes I hear a little like click, and I'm like, "Is that?" I don't know if it went out or not.
It does crackle a bit now and again, but you're still coming through.
Yeah. If I could go, yeah, maybe next year I'll go to Australia. I mean, I still got to go up to your area too. I got to Canada as well. I haven't been to Canada because of my freaking. I had an issue with my license, so. We were supposed to go years ago, but we had an issue with the license.
Now you're breaking up.
Am I breaking up? Or am I okay?
Yep, now we're losing you. Your audio.
Are we all right? Hello? Okay, hello.
Yeah, it's delaying, it's cracking up.
I'm gonna go back and forth on and off or no?
I don't know if it's your signal or what, but it's.
Refresh. Let me refresh. Let me go back. Let me go in and out. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see if he's gonna try and come back in. Give it just a moment. And we're waiting. Hello, ankle break. What's it? Ankle breaker. Welcome. I think we may have lost him. I did want to ask him before he goes completely. I was hoping won't be able to do it this week, but I do want to have. Oh, hold on. Here we go. And show on stream. All right, let's see if this is better. And it's black. Oh, it's still really bad. There's no sound. No audio. There was a bit of sound for one moment, but nothing yet. Nope. I don't know if it's just if it's the phone or if it's just where he's located. If it's just has a bad connection. All right, let's try this again.
Hello? Hello?
Hello. Okay.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can. I can hear myself echoing back. But
Oh no. Wait, how's that?
all right, testing 1, 2, 3.
Test.
Yeah, I can hear you now coming through fine, but I can hear myself bouncing back.
Oh no. Okay, let's do
Yeah.
one more time.
All right. It's supposed to have like audio cancellation that way. And waiting. Don't let it have dead air too much. I don't know what else I can really talk about. But there, I was gonna say he's not gonna be very long. All right, we'll see how that is.
Hello.
And,
Hello.
all right,
Test.
that's okay so far.
Okay. Yeah, it seems okay for my end too, actually.
All right, there we go.
Pretty
That's a little better. There's a tiny delay from your mouth to the sound, but it's not terrible. So
Try to do it from my house next time. I'm sorry. I was like, maybe it's my fault. I was like, maybe I'm losing Wi-Fi or data or something. But you can hear me okay? Like for the most
now
part.
you're breaking up again. Jeez, is it your data or is it just your location or what's?
Hold on. Let me.
It's really yeah. When you
Let me try doing Wi-Fi from another source here.
now you're gone. It's just if you I don't know if you can still see this, Enrique, but if after the live stream go back and see this, it's really bad. It's I don't know what it's. It'll all right. It'll start for a second, like the first few seconds. I'll hear you okay, and then it just breaks down really quick.
Hold on. Let me try something. Hold on.
No, it's bad. I'm sorry, man. Well, sorry about that. I seem to run into a lot of technical issues. I got them on here, but need to get you like a little lapel mic. I don't know if that would make much of a difference. If the issue is data, then it's not going to make any difference. I don't know how far he is from his cell phone towers and that, but it started fine. It started the first half hour or more was fine until it started breaking up, and then I do have a bit of coffee. I'm finishing up here. I did want to talk about a little bit about AI and the movement of AI and the direction it's going right now and how that's affecting artists. And also, I do want to talk about potential income options for artists online. And Enrique was sort of touching a little bit on that, but ways of using YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. What works, what doesn't. Remember a while ago, I always think of Udemy. It's not Udemy, it's the other one. That's like it's kind of like a little bit like YouTube, but you have to pay for it and you have access to classes, and it's much more formal. Artists were using that for a while until they changed their whole income stream, and then it just fell apart. All right, well, let's try this. Like I said, it starts still kind of going in and out a bit, but we'll see when you start talking. I'm just hearing a lot of
Hello, can you hear me?
And, well,
Can you hear
the
me?
moment I
Am
can
I
hear
here?
you,
No,
we'll
here.
see how long it
No audio.
lasts for.
Okay, I'm on the Starbucks Wi-Fi now. So.
Oh, all right, okay. We'll see how long that works for.
Oh, okay. Wait, so you can hear me clearly though, ish?
I can, yeah, yep.
Oh, okay, that should be good then. Yeah, because I'm like right next to the Starbucks, so yeah,
Okay, all right.
should be
As
good.
long as it's strong enough.
Yeah, good. Wait, what was it saying? I don't remember what we were talking about.
I
Wait,
forget.
AI, right? Are we gonna talk about AI? Or?
I did. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about. I mean, you don't have to this week, but eventually, something I'd like to kind of touch on. But yeah, two things I've wanted to discuss for a while is one of them was AI, and the other was potential income streams for artists and how they can use social media for incomes, and something I'd like to know a little bit more about. And I know you're making a little bit of money online, so
yeah. I think a lot of, to be honest, like YouTube's gonna be the biggest one. If you can get like, because all you need is a traffic source, right? And then they're gonna be, say, watch videos, you make money from the ads, and I think that's why it's so hard for me to let YouTube go, and I need to like, go. I want to go back and do other channels that I can build up because just the ad revenue will be good on that, right? In a way that no other one has, because like the TikTok ones are pretty. I heard even when you get the creator account, I heard it's very minimal.
It is, yeah. Unless you're really popular and you have like millions of subscribers and they are sending you gifts and you do a lot of lives and they send you things. Otherwise, it's not worth the effort unless you are supremely like popular on there. Otherwise, there's not much point to it.
Right. So I mean, I guess YouTube's the main one. I think YouTube's the main one for sure.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Unless you got like a product, which I said like before, I am working on, and I think I have a big chunk of it done. Now I'm trying to look at like, how do I market it? Do I buy ads? Because I certainly don't want to buy ads again. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah.
I used to do that all the time, and it can be like, you can just end up throwing your money away. So I want to be able to get traffic in like through TikTok, these lives. But yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to use AI right now for my editing because editing has been the lamest part of the whole journey for me. I don't like editing video, but I haven't found anything that good, to be honest. If you find anything, let me know because I'm like everything I'm looking up costs either a lot of money or
it's time consuming. I like editing. It's just that it's super time consuming, but otherwise I actually enjoy it. But wow, it takes up a lot of time though.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be able to put like a video a day out. And something I might experiment on, I might make one or two on one of my other YouTube channels, is there's like artist drama channels. I think I talked about this before. Did I talk about this last time?
Artist drama channels? Oh, God.
Yeah, so like they'll be like, this person plagiarized this, or this person plagiarized this, and just all they did was throw an AI filter over it and say it was theirs. So like, but I'm seeing a big rise of these channels that have a ton of views, and I kind of was like, these aren't that bad morally. They are just most of them are just calling out bad behavior like that, like using AI to, steal somebody else's work. It's pretty bad.
Right.
I mean, even the whole thing is like a system of stealing anyway, but that's like a whole other thing. But I don't know. I've just seen a couple of those. I'll try to link you one of those channels, but like there's a few people that are doing that and their views are really high. I might be cherry picking though. It might just be the ones that are high that are appearing on my channel. I'm sorry, my channel on my feed. Maybe that's why. And I might think, right? I might have a small sample size, right? I'm like, oh my God, these channels are huge. Maybe there's a bunch of them and most of them make nothing for all I know. But I want to try that out because I think the reason I think that might be good is because that will make someone comment, right? If it's mildly controversial.
So somebody, I was watching somebody else's channel and they were comment, like, I'm not one to get involved in drama. I don't even know what's going on. But somebody who was, I can't think of his name. Oh God, I'm drawing a blank on his name and it'll hit me later. It's on the tip
What's he do?
Somebody, he has an art channel. He's fairly young, but he's very soft-spoken voice, very clear. And apparently, he had. I didn't even see the video itself yet, but apparently he was talking about how you can use AI for reference to make art. I think that was it.
Is it Ross?
Ways that you can. Was it Ross? It might have been. And anyways, the he got this huge amount of backlash, huge amount of backlash, and some other artists kind of step in to say, "Hey, listen, that kind of behavior is not necessary. We don't need to do it," just because he's talking about using AI as a reference, and whether you like it or not, there's not an excuse to.
I wonder if that was Ross Straws, because I know Ross Straws was a very big creator. He's a really young guy, Asian guy. Is this guy Asian or no?
No, he's not Asian. He's
No?
black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. It sounds a lot like the other drama I saw where it's there's an artist named Ross Straws. Have you heard of that guy at all? Or
I've heard that name. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking.
Yeah, like his art's very colorful, very very cool look to it. I want to see if I can walk back to my car, see if it'll stay safe. Yeah, see if it'll.
Yeah.
I'm not far. I'm like right here. I'm like it should work. Am I okay still?
So far.
Okay. Wait, this might work then because I'm literally at the car
okay.
now. But so
starting to
I'm
freeze.
still okay. Audio.
No, it's breaking up a tiny
let me
bit.
go back.
Yeah. As soon as you got in the car, that lost it.
Okay. Wait, am I okay now or no?
Now at the moment you're fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wonder what's up with in the vehicle. Does that screw up the signal? That's weird.
Starts blocking the signal a bit. I think because you're getting further away, and that's just that extra little barrier.
Like am I okay currently? Like right now?
Right now you're fine. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I could sit in the car with the door open or something because maybe that'll do something.
Right.
Okay, let me try sit in the vehicle here with the door wide open here, aiming at the Starbucks here. Oh my God! Anything? Hello.
Okay, so far so good. We'll see.
Okay. So Ross Straws, a really colorful art, great artist, really great artist. He started a YouTube channel I think like 10 years ago. Huge YouTube channel. I don't remember what number it's at, but he right off the bat though he started with selling prints, selling products, selling like that was his thing, selling. He was never interested in the revenue from the channel. So I know lately there's been accusations. He basically was talking about how he used AI art to start out the thing and just painted over it, So that's a big.
Oh, all right. Okay.
That's a huge no-no.
Yeah.
And then I guess he's like cheating other artists out of money or something like that. I don't know, which happens so often. I guess when you get big, when you get really big. But yeah, so I don't know. There's a controversy with him, so I don't know. That's why I'd heard that one. I know there's a whole other universe of artists on Twitter, and because it seems like they love drama on that place. There's a whole other. Yeah, because every time I see these drama channels, by the way, I don't even watch these drama videos very much. I just kind of notice them, and I kind of watch one or two, and they're always from like this person on Twitter, took this drawing and then race changed it or something. You know what I mean? Something really weird. I'm just like, we just do stuff like that, and then obviously that's gonna make someone comment a lot. Like whoever likes drama, they'll just comment in the comments, give their thoughts, and that creates engagement.
Like that.
Yeah, and that creates engagement, and then that'll make you, what I mean? So I don't know. I'm debating on that. I might make one this week on those other channels to see.
I can't do that. I don't want to get involved in that because I feel like it would just get myself into trouble, and I'm just I can't do it.
It might be worth. Well, we'll see. I want to see if I can try it for a month on one of my other channels, and if I see any form of pickup, I'll probably lean into it a little bit because it's worth it if I get the views, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe I'll get sick of it. Maybe it'll be because for me, I don't even like hearing about it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I can't do it. I'd probably get myself into some kind of trouble if I did that, but I don't know. I can't. Yeah. I just rather do. Sorry, say again?
What do you want to go into? You want to just focus on the YouTube channel mostly, or like what do you really want to like?
That's what I really want is the YouTube channel and just do some demos, some drawing demos, and maybe make just have some fun with drawing and maybe also try and sell some merch, sell some prints, get some of my stuff printed on shirts. I could do a drawing and say if you really like this, I'm going to get this done on a shirt or on prints, and then put it up on a website, and that's kind of and. Maybe I might start some simple drawing series. I don't know. Oh, that's the other thing too. I was going to mention. I work at the YMCA. I'm just on the cleaning staff a couple of days a week. I am going to be talking to them. I don't know if this is going to happen or not. touch wood, good luck here, but I'd like to talk to the program organizer about starting a program for teaching cartooning for kids.
Oh, that'd be neat at the YMCA. That's cool.
Yeah, they seem to be up for the idea because they have painting classes. They have kids, not really art class, but it's what do you call it? Like just crafts, like paper plates and egg cartons they cut out and make bugs out of or whatever. So they have things like that they do for kids, and they have rooms, a couple of rooms for that where they can. So I thought, but there's nothing for cartooning, and I thought, I could easily put together just like a 6 to 8 week program for something like that, right? So
I miss going to events at the YMCA. I went to a few right before COVID, and then I think a couple. Like there was we had a science fiction club. Well, I mean, my friend, what's up?
Oh no, just oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean it was called the Science Fiction Coalition or whatever, and like this was mostly my friend, and he would invite me. He was the one steeped in it though, and I would go once in a while because I didn't like the meetings. They were I just felt like every meeting was like, okay guys, who's bringing the snacks to the barbecue? It was like all like that.
Yeah.
It was all technical shit. So that's why, and there's a lot of families there running around, which is fine, but I wasn't, it wasn't like deep talking conversation for an hour. It was like, okay, we got this event, and then meeting's over. It's like, what? The meeting's over? We didn't do anything. Like, what was this? And I went again. I went like once a month to these things. I mean, I must have been missing the good ones, but I know they asked us our favorite superhero one time, and I don't know. I mean, they asked us our favorite Avenger, and this lady said the total wrong answer, and I'm like, what is this? If who's in, like, cause she said Wonder Woman, and I'm like, come on, what? Like, what are you doing here? If like, there's already not that many people here. This old lady, get out of here. You don't know what an Avenger is? I know what an Avenger is. Like, come on. I don't know. But yeah, I haven't gone because he hasn't gone. I think the group's kind of fallen apart, but we'll see. I'm surprised it's still around. I do know, this is again an acquaintance, a really distant acquaintance, and I've actually talked about this before on here way back. But and he's done this for, to be honest, I don't even think I have the guy's number. I haven't called him in like 7 years. But for about 5 years, he was making his entire living off of going from school to school, and I mean locally. But he lived in LA, but like going locally to different schools and saying, hey, I run a seminar on teaching kids how to draw, blah, 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 blah. And then he would take like, I don't remember the structure, but he would take like ticket prices or something. I don't know how it would work. And then from each student. So he'd make a ridiculous amount of money.
Oh, wow.
Teach this seminar and then do it at every other school. And that's literally how he made his living, was doing that. And he didn't even do it that much. I think he did it like once a month. He was working like once a month. It would pay off that much, but you would have to go over there and sell yourself to schools. It was like almost like his personal thing. It was crazy. So that's like a go-getter in a way that I've never been about like knocking on doors or shit like that. Especially going
I couldn't do that either. Yeah.
But from what I heard through the grapevine, he's still doing it. I don't know how he did it through COVID, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure COVID he either paused it or did it online or something. But yeah, but doing it in real life, and these are like very simplistic. We're talking like for 5-year-olds,
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I mean that's a guy that does it that I haven't seen anybody online talk about. That's a random way to do it. Otherwise, yeah, you just slowly build up all these things, right, over time, and then hopefully 2 years from now, like if you're consistent right now, 2 years from now, you'll be like, oh, you got a little thing going on, and then. Hopefully 4 years from now, you're like, oh, okay, I got more of a thing going on here. Okay, now you got more of a plan.
Hope. Yeah, as I'm getting older now, I'm running out of time to do this.
Well, just
although apparently YouTube, I mean, is not just for young people now. A lot of older people are really starting to make a dent on YouTube. There's a whole movement now of people who are over 50, 55 who are bringing a lot of advice and advice channels and doing really, really well.
Yeah. So, there's I think TikTok's like that too, though. I'm seeing a lot of old people on TikTok.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, it's open. Just you could go crazy with it for a month and just say, I'm going to go live every day on something just to build that
Right,
habit.
yeah.
Every single day, even if you're like, oh, I'm going to go to sleep in 10 minutes, you know what? I'm going to go live for 5 minutes.
For a few minutes, yeah.
And yeah.
I
And then just
hear a
do
lot
it.
about, like, 'cause for YouTube, like I can see that working on like Instagram or TikTok, but YouTube, I know they really like structure. Have a specific day that you
Yeah.
put out a video. Have a specific day you do your lives. Really keep a structure because people tune in like TV. They tune into that day and time when they want to be there and watch that show. And I've been
Right.
told that's really what works best on YouTube. The
I mean, I'm already,
randomness might be better on.
yeah, like even me, even with my videos, right? I like the kids channel that I have or whatever I have. I mean, I'm posting, I post every single weekday at 7 a.m. my time. Like I always do 7 a.m. Always. It's never, it's if I forgot it, you know, which is rare, I'm not gonna post it at 2 in the afternoon. You know, I'm gonna wait till the
Yeah.
next day, post it at 7. Facebook is like that too. I've never gotten that to work either. Yeah, I think the reason I'm making a product is because I have nowhere else to turn. Really, it's too much energy to keep 20 channels alive without trying any randomly, you know, without turning to prank videos or something ridiculous. You know, without doing that jazz of stuff like you know, taking a month to make one video or making sand castles or something. Because that was actually a good video, by the way. I'm not gonna. Yeah, good for him.
I'm not a big fan of his anymore. So I
Yeah,
have
me
an
neither.
idea for something I'd like to try that may end up being more. My mind at first was like, oh, that would be really simple and easy to do. And now the more I'm thinking about it, I think it might be actually kind of complicated. But something I'd like to do for videos. I've been told that if you can kind of tell a story, you can really capture people's interests. So one thing I thought of is doing these little, I don't know, between 5 and 10 minute videos and talk about something that happened in my life and illustrate it. And have these little speed drawings for different segments of the story, and you can see it kind of unfold as I'm talking, telling the story. And then have about 4 or 5 drawings that will make up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that,
Yeah, definitely.
and I've been, so a couple of things I've been trying to think of different weird little things in my life that have happened, and can I tell this as a story, and can I illustrate it? And I'm thinking of doing something like that because I can do that on the iPad.
And it
records,
prints up.
you can. There's a thing on iPad that can record your drawing, and that might be the best one to do it on. So, yeah,
That's a good one.
Something like that.
I got a project I want to do too. I'll let you know about it when I do it. But I mean, it's on the back burner. We have another comic coming out, so I'm gonna have to start this other comic segment. I'm gonna try to do it faster this time though. Yeah, because there's a project I want to do for a while, but I just have no time. So I've like, so I haven't given it much oxygen, really. But yeah, like for example, I think the idea of it was, you know, because like we used to just draw, and I'm sorry, I think I've told you about it, where we used to talk, and as we're talking, we're drawing on a digital artboard though together.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think you talked about.
Yeah, I wanted to figure out how to record those, and maybe just like, you know what I mean, edit them up into something. But like that's like in the back burner of that project, you know. But we'll see. I'm gonna see where I land with this job first, and then how much energy I have outside of that, and then I feel like I should have been doing TikTok for 3 years now, and the fact that I only really started going live like 6 months ago is disappointing to me. You know, I should have been doing this for like 4 months. I would have such a bigger audience, I feel, if I was just doing it steadily for 3 years or since COVID started.
Yeah,
because I thought even back then TikTok was going to close down. I literally thought like, oh,
but
they're about to shut this down.
every week they're talking about the fact that thing could shut down, and they're still talking about it. I don't know if it ever will, but yeah, they're always saying it's gonna. It even did for a short time in the U.S. It did turn off in the U.S. for like 2 days, and then or even not even that. I think maybe like
not
a
even
whole
that.
day.
It was like an afternoon. Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it will. I think it's too big. I think they would sell it before they would get rid of it. I think they could. I don't know how monetization works. Like I said, I've heard mixed things. I've heard good things. I've heard bad things. But I would imagine that like if someone takes it over, the first thing they always do is make the monetization worse. You know, like with the rules.
Yeah,
Like YouTube
I
used
know.
YouTube used to be better. YouTube used to be way better with monetization. And then
Oh, they
changed a
were,
lot.
yeah, they were amazing back in the somehow between 2010, 2014, 15 until somebody somebody blew the whistle or blew something on it, and it like like the guy had to go into hiding. He seriously like fucked up the whole monetization system and gotten a lot of shit. But
Yeah.
he was sort of reporting something, and it was like one person it is. I don't know how, but he talked about how certain ads for certain things were showing up on certain kinds of videos that were not good. And so all these companies were like big companies were pulling off their ads off of YouTube, and it was because that's what they called the adpocalypse, I guess.
Yeah.
It was really bad, and a whole lot of people lost a huge amount of revenue, and they never have been able to kind of match that again.
Right. And then I remember the COPA thing happened that also screwed it up for a lot of people. You can't advertise to people under 13 or
Oh yeah.
yeah, so your content under 13 can't which people are still like, you know, sliding under the radar a little. But yeah, you know, I would say consistency is probably the number one. I've said this every live almost.
Yeah.
Like when you do that, you're like, okay, now you can like,
that's the hard part.
okay, I got that habit in my brain. Now I can like redirect into this for a while and see if that works. Maybe
I would go through this thing for ages where I feel like maybe I'd get something started, and before I could really get the ball rolling, even attempted to get it rolling, just like a few videos in, something would like fucking drop out of the sky and land in my lap that was just completely out of my control. It would just, you know, the move has been the biggest thing lately, but man, it was just like I wanted to do a specific night where I was going to do it, and then the roommate was always home working on, when he used to go out, now he was going to be home working on stuff, and he'd crank his music up loud, and I was just like, I can't, you know, and I kept having to ask him to leave or to turn stuff down for a couple hours, and it was just getting really frustrating. And I just,
well, you're good now, right?
now I don't have anyone here, so as long as there's no more leaks, something doesn't stop working in here, the house doesn't fucking blow away, as long as nothing else happens, I should be going.
Because I know the lives are different, but like, have you thought about like for videos making? Well, you do like video wise. What would be your goal? Like one video a week?
It'd be nice if I can get one good video a week. Sure, I'd like to do that, and then have 1 or 2 lives. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, you could also batch your, so that's 4 videos a month. Maybe just do like, if you got good enough at it, you could just basically just do 4 videos and like, yeah, exactly. Because that's what I did that's actually what I do now. Yeah. Like the whole week, I just do them all on Sunday. You know, edit them all. I pretty much spend all day Sunday just doing the whole videos for the YouTube for the week. You know, that's like my Sundays. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea actually. If I can learn how to do those little story videos I want to do, and
sometimes breaking them. Yeah, sometimes breaking them down like that's pretty good. Like you think about like, okay, how long did this take? Okay, can you spend 2 full days doing a month worth of videos, which is
exactly.
Or just do like a short. I don't like shorts very much on YouTube. I'm trying to like make no. I'm debating on deleting a lot of my old shorts, but because I could tell my YouTube channel took a dip in revenue like this month, and I'm like, what happened? And then I looked at it, I'm like, oh my god, they're prioritizing the shorts again, because I just saw like half of my videos on the top of my analytics are shorts, and I'm like, I might ditch these.
For the first little while, like this non-related video, it had anything to do with art, where I was just, my back had gone out and I was on my back and I was just saying, hey, this is what's happened to me and why I've been posting anything, and that got like 500 views. It was really, really weird, but all of them were like getting 10, 20, 30 views, nothing else. Then all of a sudden, that one video where I was showing where my my old XP pen crapped out and I was pushing the button, it was saying not working, 10,000 views on that. That's it.
Wow.
Nothing else. It's not like I've drawn anybody into my channel, but that one particular video has gotten a lot of views and a lot of comments, but it hasn't exactly drawn people to my channel. So yeah,
is that on YouTube? Is that on YouTube or TikTok?
YouTube.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, go look at my shorts and look for the one where I'm trying to push the button on my XP pen and the power crapped out on it, and I was really mad. I was like, fuck my life. But yeah,
I mean, people that are having that issue probably, you know, think about who's going to run into it. You know, people.
Yeah, a lot of people have actually commented on that too, that they've run into similar kind of issues. But
Mhm.
And now my second one is having problems too. It keeps blinking out. It goes on and off. That's why it's been hard for me to try and do a drawing. Let's try and do like a live drawing on this on a live stream. At least with a pre-recorded video, I can edit it together if it blinks out. But on doing a live, it's hard for me to do a drawing on this live because the screen will go black for a few seconds, and then I have to wait until it comes back on, and it keeps doing that all the time. So
Right.
every couple of minutes.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, I guess it comes down like pick one thing, and then follow through that one thing. You know what I mean? It's hard with lives because lives. I don't mean lives are hard. Lives on YouTube are hard. The ones you have to schedule out.
I really enjoy them.
No, they're good. Yeah, but I'm saying like
they don't get a lot of traction, but I do enjoy them.
Because what I want to start doing is I want to really try to grow my TikTok. What I would like to, because I heard the two platforms that they don't I heard with two platforms that they don't care how much you post is Instagram and YouTube. Like there's that guy who posted, oh my God, he literally posted literally as an experiment 100 times a day on Instagram, literally 100. And it was like not an artist, of course. It was some I don't remember what material he did. Obviously that matters, but he was posting 100, and then his thing shot up like crazy because they're not gonna. If I follow him, I'm not gonna see 100 pieces of content. I'm just gonna see some of them, And I was like, man, it's not really possible to do that with art unless you're some AI art channel. You know what I mean? But there's almost no way to do that with art because you're not gonna. There's no way to produce. Like for me, I heard with TikTok as well, they'll post like 5 videos a day or something like that, but it's videos where you're just talking, right? And I'm like, I'm not marketing myself as a chatterbox. I'm marketing myself as an artist. So it's going to always be like an art tip or an art something. So that's kind of hard, but I'd like to get to the point where I can do 3 TikToks a day. I'd like to, I'm the kind of guy that doesn't like, I'm going to have to start pre-recording some TikToks. I heard you get more. This might be like bullcrap, by the way. So,
all right.
I think when you use the camera on TikTok and you use it with their camera without uploading a video, I heard that does better. I don't know if that's true.
Oh, you use your phone camera as opposed to the TikTok camera?
Yeah, because I thought like the TikTok camera, like I recorded on TikTok.
Other way around. All right, really? Okay.
I heard because they want to keep you there. Like you're a user that's actively there. You're not just uploading 100 videos, But I don't know. Maybe that doesn't matter. I should look that up.
It drives me nuts that the TikTok camera flips the image.
Yeah, maybe you know what? That's gonna be my goal. You're right. I don't like that either. That's gonna be my goal. Maybe I can pre-record 3 little tip videos. Boom, 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 and then schedule them for 3 in a day. And see if it does better or not. Maybe, if it does worse, it does worse. If it, and maybe that'll be my thing for this. This is what I'll declare on this video, on this live, that I will try to pre-record 3 TikToks and see if I can put 2 to 3 out.
Okay.
Because right now I'm putting about 1 out a day, if that. Maybe 1 every like 3 days or 1 every 2 days. But it makes a difference. Even that 1 will make a big difference. I'll start. I'll get like an extra download on something, and I'm like, I think it's coming from there because I know you can check traffic sources on Gumroad. So yeah. Anywho.
Okay.
But I got a little bit more battery. I got like 5 more minutes. Is there like a topic we should discuss in that time?
Well, without 5 minutes, it's hard to get and delve into something. But I would like to eventually kind of talk a little bit more about what's going on with AI, because I know, it's been the things that are coming out with in the last 6 months or so have been kind of mind blowing to the point where we are losing, like they're making movie scenes, complete movie scenes now.
I know.
That's you can't tell reality anymore, and it's kind of as much as people are saying they don't like AI, as much as people are saying no, we hate this, yet they're all making videos, they're all getting these little apps and they're making videos with them, AI videos, and yet
I think people don't want to consume a whole movie of it, like I certainly don't want to consume almost anything of it, but I find the funny, I mean, I've messed with it too, like the funny stuff. I think the funny stuff's hilarious.
That's some of the weird shit that's just out of nowhere. Yeah, because it's just
It's weird how they get the dynamic, the physics so correct. I
Mhm.
feel, I think that's what's convincing about it. Like when you see these monster videos, and I've posted some on my Instagram, not my big Instagram, but I posted some of the other one, and like, yeah, it's weird. I think the physics is what makes it so convincing, and like, I don't know. I keep hearing different arguments about it. I keep hearing like, oh, it's only good, even the way it is. It's probably gonna mainly be used for stock stuff, like meaning like when they need a scene, but they're not gonna replace the production. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I mean,
Yeah.
why would I mean they'll probably they'll probably shrink teams, which is kind of already happening.
Mhm.
But I mean, would it be how? I don't understand why anybody, even a studio, would support that because they would be just destroying their industry, right? I
Yeah.
don't understand. I don't really get it. I'm curious about it myself.
I'm
Yeah, that the thing is, I've told everybody too. I just don't know. We don't know what's going to happen anymore. I don't like the declaration of like, hey, this is never going to happen, or we're definitely doomed. It's possible that it'll just coexist.
might. I'm seeing a lot of people on YouTube who to tell this is or not on YouTube, sorry, on TikTok. This has become popular. Like Ray William Johnson does this, where they tell a story of something that's happened in the past. It's like a really wild story, and if they don't have photos, instead they'll show illustrations of what they're talking about. But they are AI generated. They're AI generated illustrations that they show while they're telling the story. If you have a look for Ray William Johnson, he's one that.
Oh yeah, no. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I watch
Yeah.
him. Yeah, he does do that. I can tell.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Like, wow.
Yeah, it makes his industry easier. I guess he's just generating these things as he's telling the story.
Yeah,
I guess
making
that's
comics out of them now, comic books out of like AI generated.
he's making.
He's not,
Well,
but I'm seeing people doing that. That's like
I've kind of seen that too. I haven't seen them like on the shelves though or anything. That's I'm wondering if it's ever gonna get to that point.
Yeah.
Like, and I go to the comic book store a lot. I've been, I mean, unless I can't tell, I don't think I've seen a single comic that was AI. I don't even feel like that.
Yeah.
The people that consume
I
that
don't
like crave
the
it.
comic book stores they'd sell, but you can probably sell them online. If it's you're making a comic about something that's appealing to your audience, they'll buy it off you.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's I agree.
I
think there's
on that yet.
I think there's two questions. I think whether, oh yeah, people can make their own shit. That's fine. It is what it is. Like the coloring books, but I'm wondering like, is the industry gonna flip? Because I feel like that's the bigger question. Is the entire industry gonna be, you know what I mean, like 80% of this stuff? I hope not. I hope not. I mean, that'd be pretty depressing.
One of the things I'd like to encourage people to do, because there is something about drawing and making something yourself, even if you're not an artist, but making something with getting some watercolor paint, some pastels, pencil crayons, and making something yourself. There's something very therapeutic about it, just coloring and drawing. And I think I'm going to start kind of gearing my channel towards that, encouraging people to just draw something, make something, and show it on social media, whether it's good or bad. But it can be a very therapeutic thing, and it can really get your own personal creative juices going just to make something. And I think the more we can do that, the more we can kind of encourage people to keep making physical art. So.
Oh yeah, I agree. Wasn't there an arts and crafts movement that happened in the I don't remember what era that was, 1800s? There was an arts and crafts movement for that exact thing when like factories started making chairs and stuff like that. There was a bit of a resurgence in like handmade stuff. You know what I'm talking about or no?
I guess, yeah. I was going to say I thought it was maybe with the rise of the photograph.
I'm not sure about
photography because that's when art really started changing from being like really literal to being very much creative.
Huh. I'm not sure if that's what I'm referring to. I'll look it up again. I took an art history class. There's like a resurgence in like handmade items and stuff. I guess it would take. I'll be honest. Like when I see videos of people defending art, and for example, there's a YouTuber called. I better not say their name because I'm about to dunk on them. Not dunk on them, but I'm about to say something that might be negative. But when they, I don't know. Like I see these videos where they're like. It's almost like they're crying about it. I don't know. I don't feel like crying. I just feel like, okay, that's just what's happening. I'm still gonna be creating shit no matter what. And people that and we can make arguments.
Really. There's one guy from there's somebody from Toronto, and I can't think of his name offhand, but he's from Toronto. He was the one who was talking about the one earlier. I think I was talking about earlier, but he is very vocal about the issues with AI, and he's been extremely vocal. I can't think of his name now.
But what did he say about it? I mean,
he's very much against it. He's really trying to encourage people to support artists.
Well, I think that's true too. I like all that. I like the approach of like what Steven Zapata, which I think is the best guy I've ever heard talk about this.
Yeah.
It was, do you remember that guy? He was really vocal. He was on a lot of, he was on NPR. He was, because he will, the main way, I don't know how to say this, like the main way to stop this is through the legal channels. The legal, they got to go the legal way. Copyright. Don't do, I don't like the whole, you know, oh, you don't need us anymore. Like I don't know. That just seems really, I don't know, lame. And so I'm like, of course they don't care. Like no one's gonna care about this, bro. Like come on. Like I don't get the emotional stuff. I don't get that. I mean, and I'm an artist here, and I'm like, when I hear other artists do that, like the emotional, like, you know, what guy is to blow? It's like, bro, come on. Like, okay, let's just attack this. The legality. That's what we should be putting our effort behind. Even Sam Altman said, if something ever happened with the legal part, if everybody started, you know, doing the copyright, like the hardcore stance on that, it would kill AI, you know?
True,
yeah. So, I mean, that should be the road everybody takes, you know? Like, I'm not seeing, I thought for sure by now a gigantic studio or something would have sued. I mean, there's a lot of lawsuits.
I'm waiting for that to happen because AI is definitely, apparently that's the big thing is AI. AI is not still completely AI yet. Like they've been calling it that, but it is not actual what they really mean by artificial intelligence. It's copying people's shit off of this going up on Google and going up on the internet, and it's taking bits and pieces of these things and mushing it and making something, and people are going, that's my signature on that.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that as well. Yeah, so it's like, they need to attack it from that point. I don't know what's happening. I kind of started ignoring the news because it was moving too fast for me, and it was stressing me out. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I guess it's about time I check into it. I'm curious because I've heard of so many lawsuits. I've heard of like, was it Getty Images? Who was suing OpenAI? I can't remember, but they're probably going to settle.
Okay, no, I didn't hear about that. All right.
I don't remember if it was Getty Images. It was one of those giant stock images sites because you know that would be their whole business down the drain. But I'm just wondering, like, are they just going to settle and nothing's going to come of it? Or because I'm certainly not seeing a slowdown in all this stuff. I'm seeing, if anything, it's speeding up. So I'm like, I hear there's lawsuits all over the place, but is nothing happening? like nothing's resulting in the real world. Like, you know, I don't see evidence of that. You know, I thought the New York Times was suing it. I thought there was a ton of stuff going on. I don't know what happened to any of that stuff. So I heard there was some sort of win in the courts for artists, but I'm not seeing that translate into anything either.
Oh, I haven't heard about that. I haven't heard anything like that yet.
I heard about this like 3 months ago. There's some sort of win in the courts, and I was like, oh, what does this do? Because I'm not seeing it translate into anything. Did they remove a couple of people's stuff, and that's it, and it makes no dent? So I don't know. Maybe that'll be the one for the next live. I'll try to like look up.
Likewise. I'll try to do something like that.
Yeah, like really dig into any of this. Anyways, I gotta go.
Okay, I was gonna say,
running a battery.
I was gonna say, so when we see you on here next, can you do weekly or do you want to do?
Because I'm still gonna be impossible. I can do bi-weekly. I can do bi-weekly.
Right, okay.
Hit me up in a week and a half and say, hey, I'm gonna go, and then I'll let you know. And yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna try and do it on Tuesdays then. I want to keep it to a specific night if I can. So.
Yeah, I'm down. Just hit me up and we'll chat. Tuesdays are pretty good.
All right, sounds good then.
We'll talk later.
All right, have a good night, Enrique. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, see ya.
Cheers. All right, that's it for tonight. Didn't go quite it didn't go quite as smoothly as I had planned, but that's all right. A few little digital hiccups. I'm going to sign off now because I need to go use the little boy's room. Too much coffee today. Anyways, if you've watched, I appreciate it. We got a quick little comment here from the Ankle Breaker, I believe. Feel free to come back, chime in again if you'd like. I know we've had 1 or 2 viewers pop on. Please feel free to chime in the chats, ask some questions. It'd be nice to kind of help generate some conversation. and we'll hopefully see if we can get things going from here a little bit better. So I'd like to see if I can start getting an audience on this. All right. That's it for tonight, everyone. If you likely, hopefully we'll get some people watching this on replay. Appreciate you watching it. Feel free to comment, like the video. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I'm hoping to get things moving again now that I've moved and settled. I'm hoping to get the ball rolling. Thanks again, everyone, and I will hope to see you all again very, very soon in the future. Bye for now.